You don't have a time problem. You don't have a money problem. You don't even have a talent problem. What you have is a comfort problem. The world has handed you soft pillows, warm blankets, endless entertainment, and painless distractions, and you accepted them. You confused comfort with happiness, and while you were feeling okay, your potential was suffocating. Comfort didn't arrive to help you, it arrived to bury you alive while you smiled. And here's the truth most people are afraid to hear. Comfort is the most dangerous drug on earth, more than alcohol, more than money, more than fame, because it kills your hunger without killing your breath. Look at your daily routine. Wake up, check your phone, scroll nonsense, eat easy food, avoid hard tasks, postpone dreams, repeat tomorrow, and somehow you expect greatness to appear? Let me be clear. Greatness lives on the other side of discomfort. The gym you skipped, the book you didn't open, the risk you were too scared to take, the business idea you killed with doubt. Comfort whispered, it's okay, do it tomorrow, but tomorrow turned into weeks, weeks into years, and now you're older, slower, softer, and still dreaming about the life you should already be living. That's not fate, that's weakness dressed as peace. Here's the hook you need to hear. If your life feels easy right now, you're losing. Winners live under pressure. Kings are built in struggle. Diamonds are formed by force. Nothing valuable was ever created in a comfort zone. Your body grows when it's pushed. Your mind sharpens when it's challenged. Your bank account grows when you take risks. Your confidence explodes when you do what scares you. Comfort gave you excuses, but discipline gives you results. And don't tell me you can't. You can. You just won't. You won't because comfort feels warm and discipline feels cold. Comfort is Netflix. Discipline is knowledge. Comfort is excuses. Discipline is execution. Comfort is sleep. Discipline is sacrifice. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone with half your opportunities is outworking you, outlearning you, and outgrowing you, not because they are smarter, but because they chose pain over pleasure. That should terrify you. That should wake you up. Comfort is not your ally. It is the silent assassin hiding behind every cozy habit, every small convenience, every routine that keeps you safe while quietly killing your potential. You wake up each day with the illusion of progress, scrolling through endless feeds, sipping your coffee, telling yourself you'll start tomorrow, and meanwhile, life is moving without you. The truth is harsh, but it's simple. The world does not reward comfort. It rewards those who are willing to feel pain, to endure struggle, to push past the boundaries that most people refuse to cross. Every time you choose ease over effort, every time you reach for comfort rather than challenge, you are not resting. You are dying a little on the inside. You may not notice it today, but years from now, the quiet erosion of your ambition will be visible in the wasted opportunities. The roads not taken, the dreams you abandoned because they required work, sacrifice, and discomfort. Ask yourself this: how much of your life has been stolen by comfort? The hours lost scrolling through social media, the nights spent lying on a couch instead of building yourself, the excuses you repeat in your mind to avoid confronting your weaknesses. That is time you can never recover. And while you were busy being comfortable, someone else, somewhere in the world, was working harder, sacrificing more, taking risks that scared them, and stepping closer to greatness every single day. Comfort is a luxury the ambitious cannot afford. It is a trap disguised as peace, a lie dressed as satisfaction, and the longer you remain in it, the further behind you fall. You might tell yourself, I need rest, or I deserve this break. But listen carefully, life does not care about your rest. Life does not reward your excuses. Life rewards results. Comfort tempts you with immediate pleasure, but it strips away long-term success. It whispers just one more day, one more episode, one more easy choice, and before you know it, years have passed, and you are left staring at the life you could have had, wondering where all the time went. That's not fate. That's the cost of indulgence, the hidden tax of softness. Every day you choose comfort over effort, your dreams shrink, your potential stagnates, and your confidence fades. Look around. The people who achieve greatness are not comfortable. They are uncomfortable, restless, relentless, and unstoppable. They embrace challenges that scare others, push past obstacles that intimidate, and endure hardships that would crush anyone who prioritizes ease over excellence. Comfort has no role in their lives because they understand a brutal truth. Comfort breeds mediocrity. Safety is not success. Convenience is not power. Pleasure is not achievement. Every step you take to avoid struggle is a step away from the person you were meant to become. And here's a hook that hits harder than a slap. The moment you stop being comfortable, you start living. The first time you embrace the hard path, push through pain, reject the temptation of ease, You feel alive in a way comfort can never offer. The gym that feels too long, the task that feels too difficult, the conversation that terrifies you. These are the gateways to growth. Comfort will scream, it will beg, it will try to pull you back into safety. But if you resist, you break free from the cage that has held you for so long. Comfort destroys not in dramatic explosions, but in quiet, invisible increments. It steals your hunger, it dulls your ambition, it anesthetizes your drive, and the damage is almost impossible to see until you are years behind where you could have been. Your potential is waiting on the other side of discomfort. The life you dream of is just beyond the walls that comfort has built around you. The longer you cling to ease, the further you push that life away. The difference between the person you are and the person you could become is measured by how often you reject comfort and choose action instead. Comfort has destroyed millions, and it will destroy millions more, but not you. Not if you realize it for what it is, a subtle enemy, a predator hiding in plain sight, waiting for weakness. Every time you feel the pull to take the easy road, remember this. Comfort is not rest. Comfort is death disguised as safety. And every moment you resist it is a victory, a step toward becoming the unstoppable version of yourself. Discomfort is not something to fear. It is the pathway to greatness, the forge where champions are made, and the fire that burns away weakness. Every moment you avoid challenge, every time you settle for ease, you are choosing mediocrity over mastery. Growth does not happen in a soft chair with a warm blanket. Growth happens when you push your limits, when your body aches, when your mind screams at you to quit, and you refuse. Every successful person you admire, every legend you respect, has stared discomfort in the face and said, "I will not back down." That is the secret no one tells you if you want to live a life others can only dream of. You must fall in love with being uncomfortable. Think about the gym you skip, the project you avoid, the risk that scares you. That fear, that hesitation is not a signal to stop. It is the compass pointing directly toward the opportunity you need. Discomfort is where potential turns into power. It is in those moments when your muscles burn, when your mind doubts, when the world whispers that you should quit, that you build resilience. Every time you choose the easy road, the pain of regret grows. Every time you take the hard path, the reward compounds. You cannot bypass the struggle and expect to claim victory. Comfort may give you temporary relief, but discomfort gives you permanent results. Look at the choices you make every day. Do you pick the task that feels effortless, the routine that brings ease, the solution that requires no sweat? Then you are walking the road of stagnation. But when you choose the path that is difficult, the road that challenges your body, tests your mind, and threatens your ego, you are stepping into the arena of greatness. Pain is not your enemy. Weakness is, and weakness hides behind comfort. Discomfort exposes it, tears it apart, and forces you to grow stronger. The gym is uncomfortable. Learning something new is uncomfortable. Making a bold move, confronting fear, or standing alone against opposition is uncomfortable. And yet every success story is built on this principle. What feels hard today becomes effortless tomorrow. Here's the hook that most people ignore. Every time you resist discomfort, you are giving up a piece of your future. That promotion, that skill, that body, that freedom you crave. It is on the other side of pain, struggle, and sacrifice. And the world doesn't wait. It rewards action, courage, and persistence. The person who embraces discomfort is the one who gets results while everyone else is whining, procrastinating, and hiding behind excuses. The person who embraces the burn, who leans into resistance, who refuses to quit, is the one who builds a life worth living. Discomfort is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the ladder that elevates you above the masses who cling to comfort, the key that unlocks doors others are too weak to open. Every time you avoid what is hard, you are shrinking. Every time you endure what is difficult, you are growing. That ache in your body during a workout, the mental strain of learning something new, the pressure of stepping into the unknown, that is not suffering for nothing. That is investment. That is a deposit into the bank of your potential. If you want to be extraordinary, you must train your mind to welcome the challenge, to welcome the sweat, to welcome the moments that scare you, because those are the moments that define you. The world is full of people who take the easy path, who wait for luck, who hope for opportunity to knock, but opportunity favors the uncomfortable. Discomfort stretches you, tests you, refines you, and forces you to rise above the ordinary. If you want to leave mediocrity behind, if you want to claim the life you deserve, you must stop avoiding the hard moments and start chasing them. The fire of challenge will burn at first, but that burn transforms into strength, power, and unstoppable momentum. Every struggle you endure, every challenge you face head on, is a step closer to the life you are meant to live. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your weapon. Excuses are the invisible chains that keep you trapped in mediocrity, the sweet lies you tell yourself to feel safe while your potential rots. Every time you say, I don't have time, I'm too tired, or I'll start tomorrow, you are not being honest. You are hiding from responsibility. The harsh truth is that the world doesn't care about your excuses. Opportunity doesn't pause because you are scared, and success doesn't knock politely while you figure out a reason not to act. The most successful people on this planet do not have fewer challenges, they have fewer excuses. They understand that excuses are a choice, and every excuse you make is a step backward from the life you could be building. Think about how much of your life has been stolen by your own justifications. Hours spent scrolling through meaningless content, days lost in procrastination, months wasted waiting for a better time. That is not life, that is survival disguised as comfort. You may feel justified in your reasoning, but deep down you know the truth. Every excuse is a refusal to step into the arena. Every excuse is a vote for mediocrity. And while you are busy rationalizing your inaction, someone else somewhere in T world is outworking you, outthinking you, and pulling further ahead. Excuses are the silent killers of dreams, slowly strangling ambition until it suffocates under the weight of, I can't or not now. Here's a hook you need to hear. The moment you stop making excuses, your life changes immediately. Excuses are a self-imposed prison, and the key is simple: accountability. Winners do not ask permission. Winners do not wait for ideal conditions. Winners do not let fatigue, fear, or doubt dictate their actions. They rise regardless of circumstance. Every excuse you make is a distraction from what really matters: action. Time is passing. Every minute you spend justifying why you didn't start, why you didn't try, why you didn't push, is time you will never get back. Excuses are cheap. Results are priceless. Look closely at the patterns in your life. How often do you delay your goals because it feels inconvenient? How often do you settle for less because effort seems uncomfortable? That pattern is destroying you slowly, like water wearing down stone. You are capable of more than you allow yourself to believe, but excuses keep you in a box, small and safe, while greatness waits just beyond the walls you refuse to climb. The reality is brutal. Nothing changes until you take ownership. Until you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or your own tiredness, you will remain stagnant. Excuses are not truth. They are cowardice in disguise. Every excuse is a hook pulling you back into mediocrity, and every decision to act despite fear, fatigue, or uncertainty is a step forward into freedom. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not superhuman. They are simply relentless. They have learned to silence the voice of excuse, to reject the comfort of justification, and to push when everyone else stops. They understand a fundamental law. Excuses are contagious if you let them live in your mind, but so is action. Your thoughts, your habits, your daily decisions determine your trajectory. Excuses are the enemy. Action is the weapon. And here's the hardest truth. Most people will not admit how many opportunities they've lost to excuses. They will speak of dreams, ambitions, and desires, but in reality, they choose safety every time. And while they dream, someone else acts, builds, conquers, and achieves. Excuses keep you behind, trapped in a version of life far smaller than what you are capable of creating. You can stay comfortable, you can stay safe, and you can stay trapped. Or you can step into responsibility, confront your fears, and obliterate every excuse that dares to stand in your way. Every action you take without hesitation chips away at that prison. And every excuse you reject builds the foundation for power, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Discipline is the weapon that separates the winners from the dreamers, the people who talk about change from the people who actually live it. Motivation is fleeting. Inspiration fades. But discipline endures, steady and relentless, carrying you forward when your mind screams for comfort and your body begs to quit. Every successful person you admire, every story of triumph rests on one undeniable truth. They did not wait to feel like it. They acted day after day, whether they wanted to or not, whether it was convenient or not, whether the world encouraged them or not. Discipline is not about emotion. It is about commitment. It is the ability to take the right action consistently, regardless of how you feel. And that is what separates ordinary people from legends. Consider this: the moments when you feel tired, when the couch feels more inviting than the gym, when the alarm clock screams and your bed clings to you, those are the moments that define you. Discipline is the bridge between who you are now and who you could become. Motivation will push you only when life is easy, only when circumstances are favorable, only when you feel like it. But discipline pushes you through the fire, across the obstacles, and into the arena of results. Every habit you cultivate, every small victory you stack, every action you take without hesitation compounds into unstoppable momentum. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom in disguise, the freedom to control your future rather than surrender to chance. Here's a hook that most people ignore. Discipline does not ask for permission. It does not wait for perfect timing. It does not care if you are scared, tired, or doubtful. It acts. And every time you choose action over inaction, effort over comfort, you are building a version of yourself that excuses cannot touch, that fear cannot stop, that circumstances cannot shake. Motivation will fail you when life gets hard. Discipline will carry you through, silently, unrelenting, proving that your commitment is stronger than any challenge. Look at the daily choices you make. Every small decision, what time you wake up, whether you train, whether you study, whether you push yourself just one step further, is either a vote for discipline or a vote for weakness. Winners understand this. They do not rely on temporary enthusiasm or emotional highs. They rely on consistency, on the habits that force them to show up even when it hurts, even when it is inconvenient, even when every part of them wants to quit. Discipline turns the impossible into the routine, the extraordinary into the expected, and the uncomfortable into the normal. Here's a harsh truth: your feelings are not a reliable guide. You will never feel like it when the stakes are highest. You will feel fear, doubt, fatigue, and resistance at every turn. Motivation will whisper that it's okay to delay, that it's okay to take the easy road. Discipline will push you to rise anyway. It is the armor that shields you from weakness, the engine that drives you when the world tries to slow you down, and the force that keeps you moving toward success long after motivation has left the building. Every great achievement in history, every body sculpted by hours in the gym, every mind sharpened through relentless study, every empire built in the face of adversity, all of it rests on discipline, not motivation. Motivation gets you excited. Discipline gets you results. Excitement fades. Discipline does not. The people who win, the people who rise, the people who are remembered are the ones who show up when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when the world offers no reward except the satisfaction of execution. Discipline is not optional. Discipline is survival. Discipline is the difference between dreaming about greatness and living it. Here's the final hook. Every action you take with discipline compounds. Every sacrifice, every repetition, every commitment strengthens your character and accelerates your progress. Motivation may flicker like a candle, but discipline is a wildfire that consumes weakness and leaves power, confidence, and unstoppable momentum in its place. Fear of hard work is the silent killer of dreams, the invisible wall that keeps most people small, stuck, and unfulfilled. Every time you shy away from effort, every time you convince yourself that something is too hard or too much, you are choosing failure disguised as comfort. Success is never given. It is earned through sweat, sacrifice, and relentless action. The world does not reward laziness, it punishes it. And the people who complain about unfair circumstances, who wait for life to hand them opportunities, who hope success will fall into their lap, are the ones who never realize how powerful they could have been. Hard work terrifies most people, not because it is impossible, but because it forces them to confront their weakness, their doubt, and their own unwillingness to push beyond the easy path. Here's a hook that hits harder than most will ever admit. The life you dream of exists on the other side of effort. The hours you refuse to put in today, the challenges you avoid, the grind back into mediocrity. And they understand that every challenge, every grueling effort, every ounce of sweat is a stepping stone toward the life others only dream about. Here's another hook for you. Hard work is contagious. Every time you push yourself, you raise the standard of what is possible. Every time you refuse to quit, you prove to yourself and everyone around you that greatness is earned, not given. Those who embrace effort build momentum that fear and doubt cannot touch. They develop resilience that allows them to push through obstacles that would stop the weak. They learn skills, forge discipline, and grow confidence. And all of it begins with a single choice: to reject fear, to reject comfort, and to act relentlessly. Most people will never understand this. They will complain about life being unfair, about opportunities being scarce, about effort being too much. And while they argue and hesitate, someone else is outworking them. Someone else is taking the risk, sweating in silence, learning in private, grinding when no one is watching. That person will rise above, not because they are smarter or luckier, but because they are willing to endure what others refuse. Hard work is a test, a filter, and the ultimate differentiator. It separates those who dream from those who achieve, those who complain from those who conquer, those who are forgotten from those who leave a legacy. Here's the harshest truth. Fear of hard work will kill more dreams than failure ever could. Failure can teach you lessons, but fear of effort teaches nothing except how to stay small. Every challenge you avoid, every task you delay, every ounce of effort you refuse to give is a missed opportunity to become stronger, faster, smarter, and more capable than yesterday. Hard work will push you to your limits. It will demand every bit of courage you have, and it will force you to evolve into someone unstoppable. And once you embrace it fully, you will realize that the fear was never about the work itself. It was about your own unwillingness to become more. Your future self is not shaped by dreams, by wishes, or by fleeting inspiration. It is built, forged, and sculpted by the decisions you make every single day, the sacrifices you choose to endure, and the discomfort you are willing to face. Every action, every moment of effort, every choice to push beyond what feels easy is a deposit into the person you are becoming. And here's the hook most people never hear: the small decisions you make today. Whether you rise early, work hard, learn something new, or embrace challenges, are the very things that determine whether your future is extraordinary or forgettable. Your future self is watching, silently judging, silently waiting. And every time you settle for less than your potential, you disappoint the person you are meant to become. Look at your daily habits. Each one is either a vote for progress or a vote for stagnation. Every time you choose comfort over growth, ease over effort, distraction over focus, you are subtracting from your future, not adding to it. The people who achieve greatness understand a brutal truth. What feels easy now will cost you dearly later, and what feels hard now will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Discipline, sacrifice, relentless action, these are not punishments, they are investments, compounding exponentially, shaping a version of you that is stronger, faster, sharper, and unstoppable. Your future self does not care about excuses, temporary comfort, or fleeting pleasure. Your future self only rewards those willing to endure the hard, uncomfortable work today. Here's a hook that hits harder than most realize. The life you want is not waiting passively for you to stumble into it. It is the result of deliberate choices, repeated over time with unrelenting focus. Every book you read, every skill you develop, every risk you take, every rejection you endure, every drop of sweat you shed, all of it compounds into a force that cannot be ignored. Your future self is shaped in moments that feel insignificant at the time, in choices that seem small, but collectively create unstoppable momentum. Those who ignore this truth drift through life, blaming luck, circumstances, or timing, while the disciplined, the relentless, the uncomfortable rise far above, building a legacy with every conscious action. Think about how often people delay their dreams. They wait for the right time, for the perfect conditions, for motivation to strike, and in doing so, they betray their future selves. The cruelest trick life plays is that the clock keeps ticking, regardless of excuses, comfort, or hesitation. Your future self does not negotiate with procrastination. Your future self does not reward comfort. Every day you waste, every opportunity you ignore, every fear you let dictate your actions is a brick in the wall, separating you from your potential. Here's the hard truth. Greatness is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of consistent, deliberate choices. Your future self is a reflection of what you are willing to endure today. Sacrifice, struggle, focus, relentless action. These are the tools you use to construct that reflection. And the moment you understand this, the moment you embrace responsibility for your own destiny, you become unstoppable. No one else can build the person you are meant to be. No one else can pay the price, make the sacrifices, or endure the discomfort necessary for your growth. That responsibility rests entirely on your shoulders, and every choice matters. Here's a hook to drive it home. home. Your comfort today is your regret tomorrow. Your fear of effort today is the limitation of your potential tomorrow. Your hesitation today is the failure your future self will never forgive. And every moment you push yourself beyond what is easy, every moment you embrace sacrifice, every time you endure pain in pursuit of growth, you are shaping a future self that commands respect, achieves success, and lives on a level few will ever experience. The life you want, the power you crave, the freedom you deserve, it exists, but only for the one willing to invest in their future self with relentless, uncompromising effort. So hear me now and hear me clearly. Kill your comfort before it kills your future. Choose the hard path. Wake up earlier, work longer, think bigger, train harder, read more, speak less, execute more, make yourself uncomfortable every single day until discipline becomes your new comfort. That is how empires are built. That is how legends are formed. And that is how you become unstoppable. Because at the end of your life, you will not regret the pain you endured, the sweat you earned, or the sacrifices you made. You will only regret the version of yourself that you could have been, but never had the courage to become. Comfort has destroyed you long enough. Today, comfort ends. Today, you begin.